He's angry about mortgages. It's Angry Mortgage. He's swearing. He's cursing loud. He's old. He's opinionated. And he's been doing this so damn long. This program is about mortgages, and this is mortgage advice, but the advice may not apply to your situation. Contact licensed mortgage professionals for specific recommendations before you make decisions about mortgages. You may not agree with Ron, but if you don't, he thinks you're wrong. Oh, and did we say there is a lot of swearing?
You hit the jackpot, right? In a way. And so there's a couple things, right? There's social competition, which is a big one. Which
it exists, absolutely.
If all my neighbors took their kids to Italy,
I got it.
I'm not going to do something.
You got to do it.
Because kids talk too. And also, as we talked about at lunch, the wealth effect.
Big time.
That is a massive thing. Because a lot of this is psychology, right? Like a lot of when I meet with people, it's not therapy because it's more direct.
Yeah.
It's more solution oriented. It's not long term. We're doing something. Okay. But a lot of it is psychology, how people got there, what they were thinking that got them into more trouble, why they can't extricate themselves from it. That's all here, right?
Let's wheel back to the wealth effect. But the wealth effect, by the way, for the viewers and listeners, that concept is really a simple one. That if you have had this triple bagger, you've had you bought in 2012. And you bought in 2012 for
$400,000, and your house is now 1.2.
1.2. Maybe in at the peak in 21, it was 1.5. Okay,
I get people to say the full number, by the way.
Yeah,
because I want them to give it the respect it deserves. If they say 1.2, I say, "Do you mean 1,200,000?"
Yeah.
Like, yes. And then I can see their face change a bit if it's a video call or a meeting.
Thank you for that. That's a good
1.2 doesn't work for me.
No,
Sorry,
no.
It's not 1.2.
Say it out. Say all the words.
We're not talking in millions.
Say all the words.
Yes, say the word.
So please understand this. That is impactful on your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, it's impactful on. And this really, maybe I should make this point before we go on, and I know Scott will agree with me. There's a group of people who will, barring death or incredible illness, there's a group of people who'll never get in trouble.
Yeah.
There's a group of people who, by their nature, don't overspend.
Yep.
They budget. I know budget is like the worst thing in the world. It's like literally, it's like root canal stuff. But I mean, there's some people who just are naturally worried about their finances at all times, are very methodical in their approach, and they, I don't want to buy that because I'm going to owe that money. And that is a whole plethora of people who are like that, and you will never see them.
Yep.
We will never do a second mortgage for them.
You could argue there's a generation of people like that.
Good, but
most of it.
But I've seen it at many ages. Like, sure, not all, but I've seen it at many ages where people are just extremely conservative, extremely careful about their money, and very fascinated with the idea of growing liquid assets.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a group. There's a whole big group of people.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole.
I don't meet them.
There's a whole shit ton of others.
I don't meet any of those.
There's a whole shit ton of others. Okay.
Yeah. And the rest of them are here.
Exactly. And the wealth effect on the others is big, because if you are, and I'm not beating up on any profession here, but I'm just making a simple evaluation. If you are an insurance adjuster and a nurse, and you bought that house for $429,000 in 2012, and you've realized that your neighbors are selling it for $1.2 million, and you know that's an incredible amount of money, a staggering amount of money.
And you'll never make it again.
And you don't have any, you will never save it. You'll never
save it. You'll never make it.
You'll never win a lotto. This is it. But it can have a big impact on your mind of saying, well, fuck, I'm half-assed rich.
I'm loaded.
Okay, I can spend shit. I mean, look at the incredible. And by the way, I'm very, very smart for buying then. Okay, I mean that means I'm I've clearly
I had some agency in this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I took action.
I had a generational effect that happened, of course, but I bought the house at the right time.
Yeah, I did, and therefore I'm pretty pleased with myself.
I could have not bought the house.
Yeah, I could have. Could be a renter still.
Got the FOMO.
100%. So the wealth effect is the idea that I am loaded. Like, I mean, I might not have any money very much money in my checking account. I might only have $2,000 in my checking account. I might only have.
Well, your balance sheet, you're loaded.
On my balance sheet, I'm loaded.
Cash flow, maybe not.
Cash flow, not so hot. Okay, but.
And that's where this comes.
But the point I wanted to make about wealth effect is that and as Scott so clearly pointed out, it's what's between your ears as you're thinking about your financial situation.
Yep.
And if you're somebody who was born somebody who bought a house in 1960, you never have this happen to you, or you had to wait till you were retired.
Yeah.
I mean, you never had between 1963 and 1973, you never had the house triple up.
Well, your $50,000 bungalow in Burlington didn't go to $250.
Nope, did not.
It went to 51, and maybe 53.
Or if you bought perfect, it went to 69 or 74.
You paid your mortgage down, so you had all the 50, but it didn't go to 70 or 100.
Your cash flow got a lot better because you paid your mortgage down. Yeah, all that stuff.
And you probably had at least one, if not two, good jobs that were stable.
Yep.
And you were going to work that job your life, and so was your wife, and that was it.
But you never felt you were loaded. You never felt you had this huge asset that was worth so much money.
This is a whole different experience or phenomenon right now that we're talking about in the last 10 years or 15 years. It's very weird in a sense, because this also didn't happen everywhere, did it? It happened in Canada.
Didn't happen in Saskatoon.
But it happened in most of Canada. But
big cities.
How many countries did houses go up that much all over the world in that time frame?
Well, in central Mexico, not at all.
It's like we were due or something.
Yeah,
we were just so overdue for it or something.
There's a ton of reasons.
A whole bunch of factors just happened.
But the point is a great one, that this is kind of a miracle that happened to people who bought at a particular time. Sure, the head agency, they went out and did it, and you deserve that credit. But it may have given a bad concept in your head about how rich you were.
Yeah, because if it didn't, if you avoided the wealth effect completely, you wouldn't be any of these cases.
If you like the pod, well, don't just sit there. Go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones and like the pod. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep being angry at mortgages and swearing about mortgages. Angry Mortgage could use your support.